Hello guys, and welcome to another live stream. And today I will be playing Paper Mario on the Nintendo Switch, and wow, I'm glad this game is finally on the Switch. And as some of you might know, I'm obsessed with the Paper Mario series. I have been for like a year now, so I'm glad they finally added the first game on here. I was thinking, I mean, obviously they're gonna add it, like, with the Nintendo 64 and everything, but I didn't think they were gonna do it this quickly. Okay. Is anyone watching? I don't think anyone's watching right now. Weird. Hold on, I'm gonna suspend, Weird. That is... Okay, someone's here. Okay, I think it just takes a second for the views to load in. Okay. So there's Luigi there. The letter from Peach. Yeah, I'm so glad there's a classic Paper Mario game finally on the Switch, even though it's a part of the expansion pack, which was a really really bad service overall. I did manage to get it because I did have a gift card and like a discount and everything. As I said in the other video, I like the music in this game. I mean, I guess I like the music in every Paper Mario game, but I feel like it has like a certain style to it in this game. Okay, hold on, I need to get more people watching this. I don't think it showed up to people on Twitter. Because I did like a Twitter post and everything. Here, I'll just stay right here. Okay. This is really weird. The one time I stream the game that I like, no one watches it. It's just so weird. And then I play Big Brain Academy, and that gets like a bunch of people watching. That's weird. Like, is anyone here? Can anyone say anything in the chat? Like, please share the video or something. This is really weird. Did YouTube just, like, shadow ban this video or something? Or stream, I guess. Okay. I wish we could get more original Toads in the newer games, but it's nice that they're in 64 and everything. Okay, hold on. I need to do something about this. Yeah, I need to do something about this. Like, I don't know if YouTube just, like, completely shadow banned this stream or something. I don't know. Okay, people are gonna judge me on Discord for doing this, but I have to do something. Okay, there we go. I think it's working a little bit. There we go. You know, this cut... Okay. I think it was definitely a glitch from YouTube's algorithm. There's no other way that could have happened. And especially with a game like Paper Mario, that would have... But is there anyone else in the chat? Because it seems like the viewers are finally going up now. Oh nice, Rod is here. I'm still wondering how my Big Brain Academy video, or stream I guess, managed to get more people watching at the start than Paper Mario. That's really weird to me. There was never a notification. Okay, there had to be an issue with that for YouTube. That was definitely the problem. There was definitely, like, that was definitely on YouTube's end, because that was unusual. I don't know, but Peach must be tired of getting captured. Yeah, I feel like this is the one single Paper Mario game that could get away with that. Because, like, after this, I feel like they, like, with Sticker Star and Color Splash, it just became... like, really overused, especially around that time, because that's, like, right after the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Nice playing the best Paper Mario. Yeah, this is, actually my third favorite Paper Mario game. But, I would definitely say it's almost up there with the Thousand Year Door and Super. And I do like the gameplay in this game better than Super. Actually, gameplay-wise, this would be my second favorite. But I would say this is definitely a 9 out of 10 game for me. You know, the opening to this game kind of reminds me of both Super Mario Galaxy and Paper Mario the Origami King. I guess Origami King, it was almost a kind of like a throwback or a reference to this game. Because it was released around the 20th anniversary of Paper Mario. Yeah, the gameplay of Super is pretty mixed. Yeah, I like the gameplay in Super, but it's definitely not as good as this game or the Thousand Year Door. I do want, the Thousand Year Door and Super to come to the Switch. Just, like, with this game, I definitely see it possible. Like, I'm not sure if it's either going to be a port of those games. I guess a port is more likely, but, like, seeing how they're advertising this game so much, like, I guess they're advertising it more than any of the other Nintendo Switch Online games, which is pretty interesting. Hey, Sally Acorn, welcome to the stream. You know, one thing that I really wish Nintendo Switch Online did was actually have, the ability to download the games. Like, let's say, like, you could actually get the libraries without Nintendo Switch Online, but you could just download the games for a certain price, like Virtual Console. I could see that. I feel like Nintendo could easily implement that. Hey, Soshi the Yoshi. Let's see what you said. I'm excited about next month when it comes to the Switch. Oh yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. TTYD is my favorite Paper Mario game, but I do love this game too, along with Super and Origami King. I feel like even though Origami King wasn't really a return, like I do feel like Origami King did have a lot of good ideas. I do wish it did go a bit farther, like with some of the mechanics it had. Like, I do wish it had EXP because they could have easily implemented it. ...2022 is coming soon. Yeah, there's a lot of Nintendo games in 2022 that I'm looking forward to. Or, I guess games in general, because there's just, like, a lot of games. Like, we have, Breath of the Wild 2, Sonic Frontiers, what else? There's, like, a lot of games. Kirby, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Advance Wars... And then Banjo's next month. Yeah, I guess that kind of counts. How are the controls so far? I've only played it a little bit, but so far they seem fine. There's not really much input lag. Like, I haven't really noticed it so far. I guess I'll notice it more if there's, like, action commands, because I think you get the action commands after the prologue, but I'll have to see. Okay, when Nintendo said Virtual Console was never coming to the Switch, they probably meant the ability to buy the games at all. Like, I think they just meant the service of Virtual Console itself, because I do think in the future, if there's, like, enough backlash against, like, the service model and everything like that, I feel like they could have people buy the games individually, especially because the servers could possibly go down for these games, and, like, if you don't pay for Nintendo Switch Online, you won't have access to them. So, it, like... The one reason why I could see them not doing this is because they're going to continue Nintendo Switch Online into future generations. Like, they have that... I feel like Arlo said something about that in one of his newer videos about, like, Nintendo's services kind of continuing, and this might be a part of it. I do think that's pretty likely, because I don't really see them drip-feeding all of these games again. But it would be nice to have the ability, like, to pay to download these games. Because these are not cloud games, because you can play them offline as long as you've signed in online for the past, like, 7 days, I think. But these aren't cloud games. These are actually downloaded games on your system, which means you could actually... Like, if you hacked it, you can get the ROM. So... Like, theoretically, it kind of runs like compiled into one app, so it has that time limit and everything. Are you going to continue Game Builder Garage Games of the Week in 2022? Okay, don't worry about that lag there. That's not in the actual game. That's just in the thing, but, I'm thinking about continuing it in 2022. If you were worried about that lag there, that wasn't from Switch Online. That was just from OBS. So far, it's actually running pretty well. Yeah, action commands, yeah, that's once you get the Toad Town, I think. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get to the Koopa Bros fight in this stream, I think. I'm not sure how long that takes to get there, because I have played Paper Mario 64 before on the Wii U. But I think I only got to Chapter 6. But I do plan on completing it on the Nintendo Switch and everything. But I'm actually, another Paper Mario related thing on my channel, I'm planning on doing, or actually, well, I'm making this video right now, but, I'm making basically a breakdown of the reception of each Paper Mario game, like how each one does, like with, the community. I, like, did a poll with if you liked a certain Paper Mario game. I'm not sure if any of you did that poll, but basically, the video is going to be analyzing that poll that I did, that survey, So... And I'm basically going to touch on a lot of the controversial aspects of the Paper Mario series. And the video won't be biased. It will... Like, I'm just going to be, like, totally neutral about it. So I'm just basically going to go off of the facts said in the video. So... Did they fix the emulation? So far, it's running actually pretty decently. Like, I haven't noticed any problems yet, but I'll have to see. Oh, and also, does the audio sound okay? Actually, I'm gonna save. I'm just excited, for 2022 when it comes to games. Pac-Man Museum, Sonic Frontiers. Oh yeah, SpongeBob Cosmic Shake, I forgot about that. I'm really excited about that too, because I've played, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, and I've played a couple other THQ SpongeBob games. Like, one of them was the Yellow Avenger on DS, which was really good. Is THQ Nordic, is that the same? I know it's different than the original THQ, but does that have anyone from the original THQ development team? Or specifically for the SpongeBob games? What's up, Reese? Been loving the 1000-Year Door so far. Yeah, the 1000-Year Door is definitely my favorite Paper Mario game. And I'm glad you're enjoying it. Speaking of Nickelodeon, I got Garfield in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get that game sometime soon, because I think it looks pretty good. I know there are some problems with it, but I don't really mind a lot of the things. Like, most of the problems are just with presentation of the game, from what I've seen at least. Like, I do think there's, like, some licensing issues, I think. I'm not sure that's exactly the case with, like, the voice acting and everything, or the music. Well, probably the music has licensing issues, but THQ Nordic is only THQ in the name, I think. Yeah, are they just, do they just call it that because they're, like, reviving THQ properties? Because I know, THQ, I know that, basically shut down in the, sometime in the 2010s, I think. Honestly, my favorite Smash alternative from Sophie the Yoshi. Yeah, the gameplay looked great, and I'm definitely thinking about getting it. I'm also planning on getting Super Smash Bros. Melee, hopefully for Christmas, because, like, I've always been wanting to play that game, and I kind of wanted to get into it a little bit. Probably not, like, probably not competitively yet, but I might think about it if I really like the game. And you know, since Cammy Koopa was there, I really wish she returned in another Paper Mario game. I know there's all the restrictions of the newer games, but I feel like Kamek was just unique to the Paper Mario series. Like, Kamek is great. I like Kamek as a character in, like, a lot of Mario games, and he definitely would have worked alongside Cammy in Paper Mario, but I just find it weird, even in Super Paper Mario, that they kind of retconned Cammy Koopa. Because I feel like it's just nice to have some things in the Paper Mario series that are different from the rest of, like, Mario and everything. Garf looks more polished than the rest of the cast. Yeah, I've kind of noticed that. I think there's a save block down there, I think, so I'll probably wait. Doesn't really matter anyway, I'm in the prologue. That's a classic cutscene. Okay, I really like this one song, the, Goomba Road. Or March Ahead, I think that's what it's called. But that, yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite songs in Paper Mario 64. I feel like the music in this game is kind of underrated. Like, I mean, Origami King is my favorite Paper Mario soundtrack, but I feel like this game, The Thousand Year Door, Super... Actually, I guess all games really have a really good soundtrack, but I feel like sometimes 64 is overlooked by the other games. Okay, now I need to get the hammer. You know, when Nintendo added this game first to the Nintendo Switch Online, I feel like they were probably thinking of me. I don't know, it just seems kind of weird, like, that they would add Paper Mario first. I know Paper Mario is, like, a pretty significant game on the Nintendo 64, since it's the only good RPG on the Nintendo 64. I actually kind of find that weird, though. Like, it's really the only good RPG. I'm not sure, like, isn't there, like, there's, like, a couple others, like, there's this, like, I think there's, like, Quest 64 or something like that. You know that one block in Dry Desert that, like, basically adds, like, a new block, like, if you hit it a certain number of times? There's, like, you could actually crash the game if you keep hitting it for 416 years. Oh, there's Junior Troopa. Yeah, Junior Troopa is one of my favorite characters in this game. Ogre Battle 64, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. You know, it kind of feels weird, like, when you're playing the prologue, not to have action commands. But I guess when you get the, I guess when you get that thing, that star pendant, or whatever that's called, or medal, star medal, or something like that, I think that's, like, when canonically you get the action commands in the Paper Mario series. You know, I've always wondered about that. When you get that star thing that enables the action commands, that would mean that Paper Mario 64 is basically canon to every Paper Mario game, even the newer ones, where they retconned a lot of the older features. Because, like, all Paper Mario games have action commands. Experience points! Let's go! You can't get that in Origami King. Don't worry, I still like Origami King, but... Man, I love experience points. Do you think Tanabe's scared, now that Paper Mario 64 is on Switch, and Origami King now has competition? Maybe, just maybe, some of the features in this game will inspire the next Paper Mario game, because Tanabe will see that a lot of people are praising this game. I mean, not about, like, the Nintendo Switch Online and everything, but, you know, when I was getting the heart thing, I was used to TTYD with the the hearts that you have to pay for. So I was like, I don't want to lose a bunch of coins, because I was just thinking of TTYD. Oh yeah, there's a fire flower up there. You know, I really like the older fire flower design, because it kind of reminds me of the design from Super Mario World. I do like the new Super Mario Bros. Design, or, well, technically the Super Mario Bros. Design, that they basically reused from, they kind of repurposed from that game. That I kind of like both designs, but I do prefer the Super Mario World design a bit better. I remember Demeech said Origami King was bad in his Super Circuit video. He actually played it. Yeah, it didn't age. He did a video about not liking the direction of Origami King, but his opinions changed on it once he played it. Even though I knew that Paper Mario the Origami King wasn't going to be like a return to form before launch and everything, I kind of had a feeling that it was going to be a lot better than Color Splash and Sticker Star, because it really had a lot of features, like a lot of core Paper Mario features that weren't in like Sticker Star and Color Splash, like the interconnected world and everything. I guess you could say that about Super, but the way Super does it is a little different, and it is a little more interconnected than Sticker Star and Color Splash. Okay, I need to check something. Because Anton Retro was gonna join me in a bit, probably around 7. Oh! Good timing! Actually, perfect timing. But hey, Anton Retro, let me know when you're ready to join. You know, star pieces really look like revives from Pokemon. Like, I mean, I know that's been said a million times now, but it just really reminds me of it. I mean, Pokemon was really popular. Well, I mean, its first kind of, like, height of popularity was around the time Paper Mario came out. So, I guess it might have been inspired by that. Yeah, Demeech knew that he was wrong about Origami King ever since he started playing it. Because, like, he started playing it a few months ago, and he kind of told me that it was a lot better than he thought it was. And he did do that one stream when he was playing through Chapter 1. You know, as I'm playing Paper Mario 64, it kind of reminds me... I don't want to talk about it too much, because I know it's pretty controversial, but it kind of reminds me of Strider 7X. I mean, I don't want to get too much into that situation, but, yeah, I'm not sure if he's ever gonna come back, because I'm not really too sure of what happened. Like, if he actually did the stuff that he was accused of. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call Anton Retro. Hey!
Hey, what's up?
So, yeah, I'm really enjoying, Paper Mario on the Switch so far. I really haven't had any problems with it.
There's no glitches or anything, I assume?
Yeah, there's actually... I'm kind of surprised. I thought there was going to be some input lag. I guess I'll have to see with action commands once I get them, but so far it's actually, like, pretty well. I would even say it's better than the Wii U version, because it doesn't have that dark filter over it.
Yeah, the dark filter doesn't look very good at all.
Yeah.
I can see some, like, between, like, the edges.
Yeah.
There's a bit of weird stuff happening, but I mean...
I think the problem with that is because it's in higher higher resolution, and usually like PC emulators, you could usually kind of fix that. Like if you're running like Nintendo 64 games, but I feel like that's kind of a problem when putting Paper Mario in HD and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good though.
Yeah.
It's
I
nice
feel
to see
like
this game
I feel
finally.
like older Paper Mario games, whenever you emulate them in HD, they always look pretty good. Because like usually the textures look like even though the textures are low res in the original Paper Mario, it still looks really nice when it's being emulated in
Kinda styled
HD.
to it.
Yeah, and I feel like it kind of does that even more so with TTYD.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, like, the textures are a lot better, so they don't need to really do that much.
Yeah.
Stuff. They bring it over. I'm really hoping they do that, bringing that over, because
Yeah.
it's really cool to have.
I feel like
But
I feel like the graphics for Paper Mario still,
they hold up pretty well, like, the art
yeah,
style is consistent.
because like I feel like I didn't mean to go through the tutorial there because I already know how to equip badges, but
Yeah, I'm really hoping, that Nintendo kind of sees, like, people really want more games like this, because
Yeah.
I kind of noticed through their marketing that, like, even with the recent thing they said when the game launched, they were all like, oh yeah, it's a story, you know?
Yeah, and
It really has nothing to do with paper.
yeah, even though I'm kind of disappointed that they're only adding one game this month, I do like how they're kind of pushing Paper Mario out there and kind of advertising it more. It kind of seems like they're actually caring about classic Paper Mario games.
I mean, now they have, like, actual schedule, like, they said badges will
Yeah.
be the next game.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us anything, but, like, beforehand.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, I might, like, I know this is a bit of a stretch, but I wonder if Nintendo's actually starting, like, a little bit, listen to the backlash. Obviously, they're not really fixing much, but letting people know beforehand is better than just releasing information on a random Tuesday and just saying, oh, Paper Mario releases a week from now. They're not doing that with Banjo-Kazooie. They're actually saying it's releasing next month, so it gives people time to look forward to it and everything. Though, one thing that I do think, one reason why I think they might be doing one game a month for some of these Nintendo 64 games, despite it being pretty disappointing, I think it's because they're much longer than NES and SNES games.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
I feel like if they do, like, Pokemon Snap, I feel like they might do, like, 2 or 3 games. Like, they could do Pokemon Snap and Mario Golf, probably.
Yeah, honestly, like, as long as they give us one game every month, that's fine. I thought people were pretty much complaining because it's like, if they gave us one game every 3 months, that's a big problem. But as long as they can give us, like, one game every month, like, even if they gave us, like, one NES game every month, that'd be nice. But,
Yeah. I feel like... I think Nintendo said they're still continuing the NES and SNES games. I don't know why they haven't done anything since July, but...
I know, they added, like,
yeah,
bottom of the barrel stuff, like Kablooey.
like Kablooey, my favorite game of all time.
Best game, the game of the year of whatever year that was released in, you know?
Yeah.
Best.
You know, there's actually a sequel to Kablooey on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I remember you telling me. I forget what that was called, though.
It was like Charlie's Blast Territory or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one part that I really like. I like how the beware of Goombas and then the Goomba just jumps out of the sign. I feel like that's the first paper joke that the Paper Mario series did. Like, just the Goomba jumping off of the sign.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked how in Paper Mario 2000 Euro, they used the paper concept a little bit, you know, with the airplane and stuff. That's cool, but it wasn't, like, in-your-nose stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I personally think that, like, you know, the aesthetic in Origami King is amazing, you know? Like, the paper looks, like, so good, and I hope that, like, if they were to ever remake something like Paper Mario 1000 Euro, they kind of go a bit more of that paper. No, obviously, not, like, overhaul the game with, like, you know, making everything so papery, but, like, if they could use the aesthetic like that, like an Origami King, I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I feel like if they don't overdo it with the jokes and just use it like... because one good example of a really good stylized aesthetic like that is with Yoshi's Crafted World, because the actual story of the game and everything like that had to do with that didn't really revolve around the crafted aesthetic
like,
and everything.
Oh no, like the crafting stuff is like taking over.
Yeah.
Like it had nothing to do with that. It was just the world, right?
Yeah.
If they were to remake like Paper Mario 1000 with the aesthetic of Origami King, they could put a lot of really well.
Yeah.
I've seen some like concepts of it. Although the concepts I saw was based off of Color Splash, and if you notice, Color Splash has a very different style. It has a very, like, instead of going with paper, like colored paper, it's more of like a construction paper style, and everything's really like kind of stylized in a certain way. It's kind of different than Origami King. More refined there.
Yeah. And it like, it kind of looked like the background of everything in Origami King was basically paper trying to look like actual things, not really things that are things that are deliberately made out of paper, like the box trees in Color Splash. It actually looked like they were trying to make actual trees out of paper. Like, I kind of like that a lot more than just, like, making trees that look like they're made out of paper. Like, actually, like, paper that's trying to mimic trees. That kind of reminds me...
Like, the water is amazing. You know, they didn't just go with, okay, we're just gonna put, like, you know, just a generic paper and call it water, right? They didn't make it stylized.
Yeah.
They used, like, the paper to make it look more realistic.
Yeah.
And I think that was, like, perfect.
David said, "Hi Alex, how was your day?" My day was good. How about yours? Because, my day is really good because Paper Mario 64 came out on the Switch. Oh boy, I almost jumped on that.
Devin says, Paper Mario photocopy frenzy. Honestly, I don't know where. Actually, that's actually a pretty decent idea. Like, there's like Mario clones or something. But I honestly don't know how far they can go with the paper stuff until like they run out. I think like clay could be something, maybe. Like, that's like another crafting material. It's not really anything paper though.
You know, there was this one game builder garage game that, like, it was called this. It was actually my first game builder garage game that I made on stream, and it was called Paper Mario: The Cardboard Crisis, and Vinny from Vine Sauce actually played it. Which I
think I heard you talk about that one time. I think there was also this game, this fan game I played, or I tried to play. It was called Paper Mario Cardboard Catastrophe.
I think that was it. I think that's what I called the game builder garage game. But is that something different? Or no, I called Vine Cardboard Crisis. I think.
Yeah, this is how old is this game? From 2013. It's like a fan game someone made. And it's Paper Mario: The Cardboard Catastrophe. But I remember I could never actually run the game. But you know, it's pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, what do you think of the... I seen your video on the Game Awards. Yeah, it was pretty, it was fine, I guess. Like, I liked the Cuphead DLC, that was cool. They finally showcased that. You know, Among Us VR or stuff like that.
You know, I'm actually considering getting Among Us VR, because I have an Oculus Rift S, or I think that's what it's called, because I haven't played it for a while, but I have an Oculus Rift, and I think it could run it because I have Steam VR, and I'm able to play like Half-Life Alyx on Steam VR, so.
Yeah, that's neat, yeah.
So I'm probably gonna play it.
VR like that, so I don't know how the experience is. The only thing I've dealt with is like those phone things, so it's not really like, I guess I haven't really got a good experience with VR. But yeah, like Among Us VR, that's pretty neat. Like, that's honestly a great direction they should go in. Like, I wonder if they'd actually release that eventually on PC, just like, you know, the you know, the cursor.
Yeah.
They could do that at some point. I don't see why they couldn't. And yeah, I mean, the Game Awards was alright. I mean, like, Like,
Yeah.
It was definitely.
I thought.
That in 2019 were like kind of
Yeah.
same. I'd say 2019 was worse because it wasn't even like anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed by it.
Yeah, like Sonic, it's cool, you know. But I mean, that's the thing. I found a lot of the trailers were just CG trailers, no gameplay of anything. That's what I found a big
Yeah.
theme with it. Was like, oh yeah, let's not show gameplay of much. Let's just show trailers. Nintendo wasn't there all. They didn't do anything. Like I think Nintendo could have really done something small. Maybe they could have even done like Banjo-Kazooie for Switch Online, like something small like that. Like at least something.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything except for those 2 trailers. They're like Nintendo Switch has games again. But like for 2022 upcoming, at least they did kind of confirm Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out in that release date, which is kind of nice. But yeah, other than that, there was just nothing from Nintendo at all.
Yeah. I feel like, well, I mean, I know it's kind of expected for Nintendo not to do anything just due to 2019, but it just kind of seemed weird. Like after like Nintendo is always very inconsistent with that.
Yeah, like Sephiroth, they did something with the 2020 Game Awards. Like they advertised that, and afterwards, like, you know, in 2021 we get nothing.
Oh, hey Demeech.
It's weird.
Demeech is in the chat. I'm right now I'm feeding my addiction, obsession.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's Paper Mario, you know, you can't go wrong with Paper Mario.
Oh, there's a save right there.
Yes. I just think that's annoying orange destroying apples. Or he doesn't like them.
Goombas is better than King Bob-omb. Yeah.
I don't know the annoying orange lore, so I personally can't say, like, you know, if that's a reference, you know? Yeah, I don't know personally, but, yeah.
Man, I can't wait till I get action commands. This is just, like, the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cause...
Wait, can you... You can block, right, in the game?
No, you can't block. You can't block until you have the star pendant.
Well, you see this. That's well, you see, when I played the game, I didn't know that was a thing.
Wait, you didn't know? You didn't know about action
when
commands?
I played it a long time ago. When I played it like 2017 or something.
You know, actually, when I first
didn't even use it.
I didn't know about when I first played TTYD on an emulator before I actually had it, like owned an actual copy of it. I didn't know that stylish moves were a thing, or I didn't know how to do stylish moves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I remember figuring out quite a bit later on like YouTube. I kind of oh, Demeet said he can join.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, actually, I think there's a chat. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move over to that.
But yeah, it was so. I remember it was so tedious because like I remember specifically like I tried to avoid enemies.
You know,
to avoid them.
I have something. Okay, I have something to tell to Demeech once he's on. Okay, so hey Demeech.
Hey.
So I thought it was really cool that you were able to get Tim Chris on your video from the Totally Obsessed cool. Pac-Man.
I think he's getting his microphone.
Yeah, we'll just wait for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was really cool, like with the rise and fall of Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I would say that's now my favorite video on his channel.
Yeah, because like honestly, I didn't really know too much about like the Pac-Man like releases. I mean, I knew quite a bit about them, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say something. Oh, okay, it's working now.
Hey, is this hot? You can explain? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Where's the controllers?
Yeah.
Look, I played Final Fantasy VII all night for nothing. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, while I was just relaxing and playing Paper Mario.
In other news, Reese is breathing, and Reese's voice is a golden voice. And Anton Retro has robbed the robot.
And right now, I'm feeding my addiction.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure if there was a way you could play, you know, Paper Mario using Roundup, you probably would, despite how dangerous it would be. But I heard what you said about getting Tim Chris on the Rise and Fall of Pac-Man, which is why, you know, I said it would definitely be worth the wait. It definitely was the most major video I made that was scripted. Mario Kart 9, the Ultimate Mario Kart, was major too, but in a different way, because with that video, creating the artwork and concepts for Mario Kart 9 took over a month. So I would say they're both on the same scale as major videos, and either one of them would be the best videos on the channel, just in different ways. But yeah, it was very cool getting Tim Chris. If you'd like to know anything about it, if you have any questions, we've talked quite a bit, so I know how his segment on Totally Obsessed was, what was true, what was exaggerated, and he's a great guy. He's a very nice guy.
You know, okay.
His son, who's also into gaming.
So
It turned out that he actually watched my videos before I even contacted him.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Did
Yeah,
you
they were the ranked videos.
Did you tell him about that Paper Mario Obsession video I did? Because that was inspired by the Totally Obsessed video.
I didn't, but I will tell him that.
Yeah, tell him that was like directly inspired by that. Because like the way I put the video, because that was actually my main inspiration.
With the Paper Mario video, with your Origami King, I love the beginning when it was just like, paper is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Paper. I was like, that's perfect.
It wouldn't be a Paper Mario video without Reese.
Yeah.
It's like a Joy-Con without drift.
It's like when he sees paper, it's just like.
You know, honestly, I'm convinced that Nintendo added Paper Mario first because of Oh yeah.
By the way, speaking of that, do you think that Nintendo announced Banjo-Kazooie coming to Nintendo Switch Online because of the backlash that Nintendo got for only revealing and releasing one game at a time?
Yeah, I feel like that's partially the
Because like they
So
reveal it way so like far after.
Oh, I remember now. The Switch is behind the tree. Yeah, I remember.
I got disconnected again. Let me fix this.
Yeah. Something happened.
Alright, there we go.
You're right. I am back.
Yeah, from your Pac-Man video, I
Or no, that's not.
that Pac-Man 256 existed because I used to play that.
Or no.
I mean, I
used to
played
be
a
big
little
fan
bit of it.
like Crossroad. I used to play it so much, and there was like a Pac-Man crossover, and I heard that they were like making the game, so I played it. And after watching the video, I was like, oh, I remember that game.
See, the thing with mobile games is that the first phone I ever had is called the Alcatel One Touch Fierce 2. It was running Android 4.0 or something like that. And I really liked Android, but the phone itself was not good. The reason because of this is because it had 2 gigabytes of internal storage, which half of it was taken up by bloatware when that was a thing. Do you guys remember Android phones at all when it had the bloatware? They were usually carrier-specific apps. Oh, I guess.
You mean like?
I actually have.
What does that mean exactly? Like,
I haven't had any Android phones,
like stuff
so.
tied to the apps.
No, what it was essentially, the bloatware on Android phones was carrier-specific apps that you wouldn't use, since Google had most of the apps. Like, why would you want to use AT&T's GPS service when Google Maps is a thing?
Yeah, like Samsung had their own like app store, and they had their own own stuff, right? Yeah. But like I remember, like it had its own. They had their own services and their own stuff.
Yeah. So I didn't get into mobile games, and I'm really not into mobile games because why play something like Candy Crush Saga when you can play Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Paper Mario.
No.
Like I'm playing right now.
Again. I never want to play it.
I've ruined it for you.
You have ruined it. But says he gets Chibi Robo for Christmas. I'll tell you what happened. So, Reese got Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door for Christmas last year.
Oh, it actually stemmed before that. So I'll tell you the whole story, then you can pick it up with the 1,000-Year Door, because I didn't get really obsessed with it until after that. But basically, last year, for in 2020 for my birthday, right around the pandemic started. It was actually, I think it was like maybe the week after the pandemic started. No, it was like a couple days before. No, I remember now. It was the day that the lockdown started, and my friend got me Super Paper Mario for my birthday, and I did play the game before at a family member's house, but I never actually owned the game before then. So I got it. I played through the game during the lockdown. I really liked it. Then I saw the trailer for Origami King, like right around the time I finished Super Paper Mario. Got into that, played through Origami King. I enjoyed it, but I didn't like it as much as Super Paper Mario. And I already had Sticker Star before then, but I haven't really touched it that much since 2013, because I just gave up on Chapter 2. But it's just there's the Ninja Turtles.
We did go somewhere. It was just like there wasn't anything to do.
Yeah, but going back into the Paper Mario story, so I've been like around October, November of that year, I was starting to get like interested in. I was starting to get into the 1,000-Year Door. I was like looking at it online and stuff like that, and I played it a little bit on an emulator. And I decided I wanted the actual game, because I usually tend to play through games when they're on actual consoles, because for some reason, my emulator was having a problem with input lag, which made it hard to do action commands in the 1,000-Year Door. So I managed to get the 1,000-Year Door for Christmas, along with Color Splash, which I really haven't touched that much. But but yeah, you can continue the story from the 1,000-Year Door.
Alright, so after Reese got the 1,000-Year Door for Christmas, he was talking about it non-stop. He was talking about it to me, in his videos, on Twitter. Even if MySpace was still a thing, he'd be talking about it there. And it just went on and on and on. And Reese decided that the one last final strike to end his obsession would be that April Fool's Day video. But it still persisted. You have the Paper Mario remixes now. I think you had a Paper Mario Twitter account or something like that. I haven't been on Twitter. And I only the only thing I get from Twitter is news alerts or whenever products are in stock, but I have no idea what's going on in the Nintendo community. Like, when you told me people were begging for a direct, I didn't see that. This was in the September one, by the way. So,
oh yeah, there was a lot going on with that.
Yeah, honestly,
I think Nintendo Twitter is just probably something best avoided. Especially with someone like me, because, you know, after Mario Golf Super Rush released, I was pissed off that Camelot learned nothing from Mario Tennis Aces. So then I decided, okay, the Mario sports games are smaller tier games where, you know, what happens to those games, it sucks, but it's not something that would impact too many people. Mario Kart, on the other hand, would. So I created a concept for Mario Kart 9 that used screenshots from the Mario Kart 8 E3 2013 thing. With only 12 characters, Mario Circuit was just a generic racetrack, and Waluigi Pinball would be added through a free content update. But, you know, going on to Chibi Robo, if that's the next game that you got, I'd like to play Chibi Robo Live Home Circuit, where I'd get the Chibi Robo Amiibo and put it into an electric socket.
That'd actually be kind of cool. Although it might have some problems.
Yeah, you know, imagine like a Chibi Robo Rob type thing. That would be pretty cool.
Where it's like you can control him and
How
then
would
like...
it work now? How exactly would it work?
Okay, let's say it's like Chibi Robo, but it has like wheels on the bottom. It's not like an actual thing that moves around, because that would be like pretty expensive.
No, but would it move slowly if it did move, like Rob the Robot did? Because the simple act of pressing a button took Rob probably 2 minutes to do. But before I get into that, I'd just like to answer Jeremy Gaming 22's thing where he said, "Dude, Demeech, just delete your account like me." Oh, I did. I deleted Twitter back in August of, yeah, it was either July or August, and I haven't looked back. I never intend to go back. I don't care if the channel gets 100,000 subscribers. If you want to contact me, I still have Instagram. You can contact me there. And Instagram is pretty tame. I mean, Reese knows that someone got mad at me for saying the Wii U is better than the Switch in some aspects.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that was hilarious.
I really can't get into detail about what the things said.
Yeah, Anton Retro, have you seen that?
I don't think so.
The Beach has to show it to you. That was hilarious. Like, The Beach never seen me laugh so hard from when he was reading that. Do you remember that time when you read it and I
remember it vividly.
Okay, I think I need to see this.
it was like I maybe send it in the Discord chat so Anton could see it.
Yeah.
I have two things that I'm gonna send. Someone responding to a Nintendo shill saying, "I feel Nintendo fans take things too seriously," when I made a video about Nintendo has to stop releasing unfinished games, and then someone just said, "Why?" Because we want the products we buy to be finished and of quality? Nah, that'd just be silly. Alright, where is it? Because someone literally made an account pretending to be a middle-aged woman or something like that, with just some random picture for the profile picture, and an extremely nasty message.
Okay, that just reminded me of something, but it has to do with Paper Mario again.
No.
But but this one, I'm sure I showed you this before, but back in February, when Nintendo acknowledged Paper Mario for the original Paper Mario for the first time, it said, "What's your favorite Paper Mario memory?" And I said, "Playing the 1,000-Year Door," and because of course. But then someone said, it said, like, then someone just replied to it, "Defund the police. People's lives matter more than Paper Mario." It was just so random.
Do with anything.
Yeah, like, they just started getting in an argument, like, with a bunch of people, because a bunch of people were basically just, like, defending me and saying, like, how does defunding the police have to do with Paper Mario? And they were saying, "You're a racist," and some random things like that. It was just, it didn't make any sense. I think I screenshotted the whole thread. It was just so weird.
Reese, I'd highly recommend getting off Twitter while you can, because when Uncle Al and I did the collab, we talked about Twitter, and he said he essentially feels like a slave to the platform, considering that he is a semi-big channel, where, you know, he kind of has to have some presence on social media, but a lot of the time people just go crazy on Twitter. And it just simply isn't worth it.
Yeah, it's just like ever since the people came over from Tumblr, it just went downhill.
I think like the issue with Twitter is that everyone just kind of tries to like make content that will obviously get people like not they won't like it. Like they want to make controversial content, right? Like just fuel the platform. That's how it just works. It's like, you know, you can't really. And then you have like news and rumors and all that kind of stuff. So it's just that's what the platform is built on. So that's people make. So. It's just kind of
I sent you the message that someone left me for talking or suggesting the Switch is not as good as the Wii U, and this is what someone had the audacity to do. And I also sent you some other memes of Nintendo fans.
I'm reading it. Oh my goodness.
I can read the PG version if you'd like.
Oh, alright, yeah.
You want me to do that, Reese?
Yeah, read the PG version.
Yeah.
Okay. So, somebody saw my short video saying why the Wii U is better than the Switch, and that video was kind of satire, but also not satire, because they were valid points, and honestly now, I do think that the Wii U is better than the Switch when it comes to, you know, just the general hardware itself. It's extremely reliable. It had the charm that Nintendo consoles had at the time, because I feel like when Iwata was in charge, he made sure that game consoles were more personal experiences, with things like the Easter eggs on the DS, PictoChat, the Me channel, everything like that.
Yeah.
It made the experience more worthwhile. And honestly, I think Iwata was a great person and an excellent game developer, and you could clearly tell that his direction, he was passionate about the games because he knows how much, or knew how much, they mean to people. Furukawa is a good businessman, but this will only work in the short term. But essentially what someone said is, go... How do I make this PG? Alright, go blank, blank, and die like the worthless piece of crap you are. Do us all a favor. That one part of the message ruined the entire validity of the entire thing, because the rest of it was pretty tame. While the Virtual Console is clearly superior on the Wii U, every other point you tried to make of the Wii U being better than the Switch, and the suggestion that the Wii U is better than the Switch in virtually any way, a lot of ways, and or as a whole, is nothing but stupid freaking festering loads of idiotic and blatantly untrue, utter freaking horse crap. The Nintendo Switch is the greatest system in existence. And the Wii U is a laughingstock and was a terrible failure for good reason. First of all, I just wanted to respond to that. The Wii U itself is not a bad console. It was the bad marketing and the name of the thing. If they named it something like the Wii 2 or the Super Wii, I'm sure it would have sold more. With a name like Wii U and considering all the accessories for the Wii, you would think it was a peripheral, especially with the reveal in 2011. But, you know, go on, let's see. Switch boasts an infinitely superior lineup of games, many which are excellent and exclusive new entries in beloved series like Odyssey, New Horizons, Splatoon 2 and 3, the forthcoming MP4, Metroid Prime 4, forthcoming Breath of the Wild 2, Xenoblade 2, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Luigi's Mansion 3, and so much more. Your suggestion that the Wii U boasts better new entries in the series, and that the Switch in any way, shape, or form. So this person was mad at me for suggesting it, so you know what I'm gonna do? I took those words to heart, and I'm probably gonna make a full scripted video on why the Wii U is better than the Switch.
Yeah,
I mean,
like the thing is, I really like the Wii U, and I do agree with like a lot of your points, and that was really funny. But I actually still like the Switch better than the Wii U, but it's for everything except the like the re-releases and everything. Because I do feel like the Switch has a lot of games that are kind of like pushing different series, like kind of innovating different series, like with Breath of the Wild, well, which was also on Wii U, Super Mario Odyssey, Metroid Dread.
The really major problem with the Wii, the Switch, is the Joy-Con drift issue, and then the legacy content. I mean, and then obviously you got like a lot of like unfinished stuff, you know, a lot of ports, but like, you know, a lot of those ports are definitely definitive versions of those games, but like obviously they were on Wii U first, to give credit to the Wii U because it had those games. So
yeah, Mario Kart 8 might have sold more on the Switch, but it will always be a Wii U game. If it looks like a Wii U game and acts like a Wii U game, it is a Wii U game. That's exactly what it is. But the Wii U, just going on from that, in some ways, alright, I'll just state it like this. The Switch does have better entries in a lot of scenes. Super Mario Odyssey is better than 3D World, but 3D World was also a really great game. But there's no denying no denying that Super Mario Odyssey is the superior game, at least from my point of view. It's also that time of the year where the latest 3D Mario game gets crapped on, being Super Mario Odyssey. Oh, too many moons. Oh, it's such a flawed game. I'd rather play Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm not even gonna get into those games.
And then a few years from now, Super Mario Odyssey will be like the best game ever. Like, it always changes. Like, people are like, oh, like,
I feel like they did the same.
Like, it looks great,
you know? I feel like the same thing happened with 3D World.
Oh, exactly the same thing. If it's an echo chamber amount of criticism, like 3D World, oh, it's linear. It's not open world 3D Mario. And then when we get that open world 3D Mario, oh, it's not like Super Mario 64, exactly. I think Mario 64 is overrated. The
It
one on the
is.
DS
Yeah.
is way more fun.
Oh yeah, I like DS a
I'm
lot
not,
better
like-
than the original.
Like, I'm personally, like, not the biggest fan of, like, the DS version because of the controls, but, like, I do like the content they added there. I just wish it was a mod. You can add, like, better controls. Like, I think the main problem I have with the game is that, like, you have to press the B button to run, and it's, like, so slow to, like, move. I played, like, a mod of Super Mario Sunshine DS, and it had it so that you're always, like, running. You don't have to press the run button, and it was amazing. Like, it feels so much better to control. There's no mod for that. Kind of annoying.
I know this is kind of a cop-out, but you can play it on the 3DS with the circle pad, and the
Yeah.
game does feel much better.
Oh yeah, you know my I know.
Super Mario Kart DS too.
Yeah, even though I like the controls playing it on 3DS, I usually use the DSi XL more because like I like the bigger screen on it because I have a smaller 3DS.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the DSi is like the definitive way to play original DS games, because sometimes the 3DS kind of messes up the aspect ratio a little bit. Like, I know you can adjust it, but it kind of looks weird.
Yeah, it does look a little bit blurrier, but the convenience is worth the trade-off for me.
Yeah.
But going on to the Wii U and just, you know, my opinion on that, the Wii U definitely is better when it comes to backwards compatibility. You have the Virtual Console, so re-releases are good. And not to mention, the prices were a lot more reasonable. The Pro Controller for the Wii U was $50. The games were mostly all $60, and despite a few exceptions, all of them were pretty good, and definitely worth getting. The fix-it-later approach wasn't really a thing then. A game was either good or bad. If it was like Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, you'd just avoid it. But with Mario Tennis Aces, or something like that, there's potential for it to be good, but they just decide to not finish the game. But
the
Nintendo
fix-it-later
fans are cool
approach,
with it.
it's so, like, ineffective. Like, it's so weird because, like, don't you want to sell the game on day one? Why wait late? Because, like, yeah, it can bring people back, but, like, don't you want to get people to buy the game, not, like, go back to the game? Isn't that more valuable? You know, it's kind of weird.
That only works if a game has a significant amount of content at launch, like Super Mario Maker 2. I've talked about it so much, and I actually stopped talking about it because of what more can I say about it? But, you know, Mario Golf Super Rush was definitely a low point of the year for Nintendo. And honestly, I do want to get an actual next-gen console. I'm actually looking towards the Xbox Series X because that has full backwards compatibility. And this is coming from a guy who's been in a Nintendo mostly, and I was thinking of getting a PS5, but the Xbox is the most appealing, I think, out of the new consoles.
Yeah, the reason I don't want a next-gen console, because, like, all of the games that I'm interested in that you can't play on Switch, I can play on PC. So,
exactly.
Because I don't really have a reason to get one.
On, like, on Steam and stuff, right?
Yeah, because I actually do have a bunch of games on PC that I play, like GTA 5 or Minecraft. I do have Minecraft on Switch, but I like to play it on PC.
Yeah, I've got both Java and Bedrock on Switch.
Because I use a laptop. It's a high-powered one, but I just prefer sitting on my recliner, playing a game on a console, just for the experience.
Yeah,
and
sure.
It's definitely... You know, the Switch has some good aspects. I think the main problem I have with it is it's such a good idea, but the execution isn't the best. Like I said, many unfinished games on the system. Even though games like Super Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and a lot of the games, I would say even Breath of the Wild, are the best in their respective series, the Pokemon series has been at an all-time low. And let me tell you, I won't spoil too much, but considering this is a live stream, and, you know, you guys come here to just watch us talk about games, Pokemon Sword and Shield, I will be tearing apart. That game is gonna get no mercy. It'll essentially be the anti-IGN review of the game.
Yeah, yeah, the IGN review is too, it's too nice. It's too nice.
It's not just too nice, something about it just isn't accurate.
Yeah, the person in that review is like, you know, they have, you can tell they have certain opinions, and I don't know if the opinions are, like, you know, good enough. So it's
No, she
really
said-
weird.
Legitimately, Pokemon Sword and Shield are the best
Yeah, the
Pokemon games
best,
I've
yeah.
ever played, and I've played them all.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because-
I think there's a lot of others that are maybe maybe better.
Devin said,
Pretty much all of them are better.
Devin said, to be honest, Merlon, guys' designs in Super Paper Mario are better than this. Yeah, I kind of agree. This
Yeah.
one looks good, but I kind of like how the designs in Super Paper Mario.
Like Sun and Moon are definitely better Pokemon games. Like honestly, Sword and Shield is just it's pretty like mediocre of a game in itself. Like there's so many better
Oh, it's not
Pokemon.
mediocre.
You know, it's there's a lot I liked about it. Like there was like a great soundtrack. I think that's probably the best aspect of it. And the water area concept. But like other than that, it's just they should have done a little bit more. They should have done a lot more to flesh out the concept. I think that's like the main issue with the game. But yeah, there's like some people that are like it's an S tier game, and I'm just like, it's not even close to being S tier at all.
Yeah.
Beat 'em up, put it on S tier or something.
Yeah, Beanos, he put it in S tier. I'm just like, he put it I think above like, was it Xenoblade he put it above, or like there was some other game he put it above, and I'm like, he put
That's
it above like
interesting to hear,
Minecraft or
because-
something. It was really weird.
With beat 'em ups, he did a really critical review of the Origami King, and it's clear he was probably a fan of the Thousand Year Door or something like that. So I'm surprised that he would consider Pokemon Sword and Shield to be great games. They really
Yeah.
are.
And he
I
even
wouldn't
like
even-
talked about the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. It was like, if you like Pokemon, if you like Sword and Shield, you're gonna like that game. Like it's very much like, okay, is this actually legitimate, like his opinion, or I don't know. I found that was kind of weird. Like
Yeah, you're allowed to have an opinion. If you don't like opinions, there's a place called North Korea. But, with the Pokemon series, I actually did get Brilliant Diamond for my birthday. I mean,
yeah.
I was gonna get the game at some point, because I
Yeah,
do like
same, I
the
need
Gen
to get
4
it.
games.
eventually.
And, I've been playing a little bit of it, and there are some things I don't like the forced experience share, but I can already guarantee you it's going to be a better experience than Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Why is
Oh
that?
yeah.
Because, for one, it's a remake of Diamond and Pearl, and those were better games. And keep in mind, Diamond and Pearl are some of the weaker Pokemon games. And I'll go as far to say that Gen 6 is better than Gen 8, or better than Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
not
like
just it's not just the S tier Pokemon games like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black and White 2. No, it's like even the weakest Pokemon games are better than Sword and Shield. Also, Sword and Shield did something that no other Switch game, or frankly any Nintendo game, has ever done for me. Do you want to guess what that is? It crashed.
it crashed. I never experienced a crash of that game. That's,
Yeah, it crashed. Imagine if it was a shiny Pokemon.
I
You
hope
know,
it crashes Minecraft. That's the only
you know-
game my
you
phone
know-
crashes with.
Speaking of performance, honestly, Paper Mario, I'm surprised. There's actually, like, no input lag in Paper Mario, because I use the action commands almost, like, basically normal. I didn't...
timing.
Yeah, because the timing was perfect, so I'm glad they didn't mess up this game.
Oh yeah, Dimitri, you got Fire Emblem Three Houses, right?
Yeah, I didn't play too much of it yet, but I need to definitely get into it because I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things. I want to get it eventually, but I've heard like it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I've heard that it was good too, so I might get it sometime.
Fire Emblem is a great series from what I've heard. The only reason why it's faced notoriety is because of the representation in Smash. That's it.
Yeah.
And to be
Same
fair,
with Xenoblade, same kind of scenario where people are like, "Oh, Power and Mid." I'm just like, I'm glad that series is represented in Smash. Well, but I think Fire Emblem is just like way too much. That's just like that's where we draw the line.
for what Fire Emblem is, I definitely think it's too much. Because
Yeah.
it is getting more popular, but it's still a fairly niche series in the scheme of things. I think that Zelda would need more representation before Fire Emblem, but It's an interesting
Yeah.
design choice from Smash Bros. And I'm wondering, legitimately, if they ever wanted to make a real Fire Emblem fighting game that's a spin-off to Smash, maybe that'd be cool.
Yeah, they probably put like
But-
every single character in Fire Emblem history in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to address
You know,
one
there
thing
was
that
a-
people
I'm not-
often say.
Do you remember Fire Emblem Warriors?
Yeah, I
Oh, I know
remember
that's
it, but
the
that's
game,
why I
right?
said it was a 3DS game too.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not true that the Switch replaced the Wii U. The 3DS was doing that beforehand.
Yeah, a lot of Wii U games, I mean, had like kind of a 3DS counterpart, right?
Yeah.
No, a lot of games were getting ported to the 3DS.
Yeah, like Mario Maker.
Yeah,
And
Mario
Yoshi's Woolly
Maker.
World.
Yeah.
I'm
mean,
glad that
even-
Yoshi's Woolly World got ported though, because the Yoshi game on the 3DS, New Island, was not good.
Yeah, the 3DS got a lot of, yeah, I got two major Yoshi games, right? Got Yoshi's Island, was it, 3D? What was it
Yoshi's
called?
New Island,
New Island,
and
oh yeah.
Yoshi's Woolly World. And that game
yeah.
added a few extra features. It added new amiibo costumes, so Waluigi Yoshi, or Yoshi is now canon. I was gonna say Yoshi.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised they
That
didn't
was
do,
Yoshi.
like, Yoshi's, Woolly World, like, Deluxe, where they include the 3DS content, and it's like the Wii U.
They might at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like Crafted World was their main priority.
they
Well,
were
yeah,
thinking
let's develop a good
mainstream,
feel.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what do you like more, Woolly World or Crafted World? Because that is something where, you know, the Yoshi community is mainly the same as the Mario community. Everyone's really cool. There's really no drama. But there is debate about Crafted World sometimes. People think it was a bad game. I don't think it was in the
Yeah, I thought it was better than Woolly World, in my opinion.
I thought it was pretty decent. I think, like, some of it felt very, like... Some of the parts of the game felt a bit boring, I'd say. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's still fun. But it's just, like, I haven't played any of the other, except for, like... I played Yoshi's Story a bit, and I've also played...
that's Reese's favorite game.
I also played, what's it called? The Yoshi's Island as well, and that's pretty much it. I haven't played, like, Woolly World, but I'd like to.
So what you need to know about the Yoshi series is that the games are similar in a lot of ways. The Yoshi's Island games will have the baby characters, while just the ones like
Okay.
Yoshi's Story, Crafted World, and Woolly World just contain Yoshi. So
Yeah.
with Yoshi's Crafted World, what I liked about it is that it was a new take on a 2D platformer that wasn't
Yeah.
really seen before. If 3D World is a 3D Mario game that plays like a 2D Mario game, then I would say that Woolly World was... not Woolly World, Crafted World was a 2D game that plays like a 3D one. Because every
Yeah.
level has a flip side section where you can go into the background
Yeah,
and there are
those
more
were some
collectibles.
levels, right? It was... Or
No,
like,
every level had a flip side.
oh yeah, but it was like, you had to complete the level first, right? I think?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But you can always revisit the levels, and it's a fun game to 100%. I'm still playing it because 2019 was a pretty good year for the Switch. You got
Oh,
Mario
yeah.
Maker 2, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah,
Really
New
good
Super Mario
stuff.
Bros. U. Deluxe.
Oh, best game of all time.
Of course. Exactly.
But
Yeah.
yeah, with Crafted World, I think the gameplay is much better than it was in Woolly World. However, with the soundtrack, Woolly World had the better one. Because what Crafted World did is essentially something similar to what Mario World did, where the soundtrack was mainly variations of the main theme.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, overall, I like the aesthetic, I like... The gameplay is pretty fun, but I just... Like, what's it called? I tried playing multiplayer, with that game, it was so annoying. Like, with multiplayer, like...
What?
You'll, jump on
Crafted
other
World?
players and stuff. Yeah, with Crafted World.
New Super
multiplayer.
Mario Brothers.
With Crafted
New
World.
Super
Crafted
Mario
World's, like,
Brothers
has,
makes
like,
it pretty
weird.
fun.
Yeah. But with Crafted World, the multiplayer is, like, really strange. Because you jump on everyone, and I don't know, it was really weird. I tried playing on my cousin, and like he didn't like it. He'd rather play. Well, I beat Kirby with him. He liked that game a lot more.
Okay, so Soshi, that was a really good question to ask because I'm actually planning to do a review of Nintendo's 2021 with T&D. This is just going to be a discussion between us two because it's been tradition on the channel.
Oh, also, I think I might do a similar video, but like more of my thoughts. But would you like to join me on that and possibly Anton?
Sure.
Because I might do like because it's gonna be different because I'm gonna because I have different thoughts on certain games.
For a second, I thought you said number 11. You or was I the only one?
I don't think you were the only one.
Okay. No, with 2021 on the Switch, I will just summarize some of my points. It was a good year, but in different ways. Because with years like 2017, you got a few major games like Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey, but this year focused on new games in more obscure series.
Yeah.
Like WarioWare. Not obscure necessarily, but smaller series. Metroid Dread was a great game. But of course there were some low points, like Mario Golf Super Rush. The Nintendo Switch Online thing, forget about. That is one of the all-time lows in Nintendo. You know, I'm starting to wonder if YouTube removed dislikes if Nintendo bribed them, so they'd make the Switch Online videos look good.
You never know, that could have been the real reason.
Yeah, that like, I mean, it could have been multiple companies, like including Nintendo, that could have done that. Because
yeah, like you see, like Ubisoft did something with like NFTs, and then like they had so many dislikes, but like people actually called them out because they saw the dislikes and they took down the video.
Speaking of dislikes, have you heard of the NFT cartoon, The Red Monkeys?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. That looks awful.
But like,
I've watched it, and it's one of the worst videos I've ever seen. Like, the voice acting is awful, the animation is awful. Like, I think I made... Did you see my comment on it?
I didn't see it, but I don't even want to know.
It's just, like, one of the worst videos I've ever seen. Like...
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it's just like it's like the voice acting is like, oh no, something happened. Let me go purchase the NFT. It's like that's like the voice acting.
Oh.
You know, there were some really weird cartoons in the 2010s, like the Problem Solvers, and that show got a lot of hate. I actually enjoyed that one, but there's no saving this show. It sucks. You know, even the High Fructose Adventures of the Annoying Orange is better than the Red Monkeys. Mainly because the orange isn't polluting the planet. He's just annoying the planet.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, that's... Annoying people is pretty harmless sometimes. Well, it depends. It depends, but...
He's not annoying people, usually. He's annoying other fruit.
Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't watched much of Annoying Orange, as you can tell. But I guess that's probably, like, the major plot of it. I mean,
Originally, it was going to be a one-time thing. If anything, I'll give Danebo credit, because it's the least clickbait channel on the entire platform.
Yeah.
But with Mr. Orange, he's been annoying people for 12 years now. So, I understand why you haven't seen too many of the videos. I don't know what brought me back into just laughing at how dumb the episodes were. But it made for a good video.
Yeah, I remember when you started, like, posting the Annoying Orange stuff. I remember you were talking about this.
Yeah.
You were worried about me.
Yeah.
Did you see that one edit that I made? Like it was like on Star Chronic. It was like on a street. It was, yeah, you were on it, but you left when I made that.
Seen that. Oh yeah, the Annoying Orange of Nightmares.
I saw that, yeah. It was also very interesting timing that they uploaded a sequel to Annoying Orange and Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And of course it focused on Wario and Waluigi, so I have a good feeling that Danebo may have seen my video. He didn't respond, but he probably did.
Yeah. He was like, "Well, this is a good idea. I think we can do more of this."
No, the original one was better though because the plot was pretty dark. Essentially, what happens is the orange sings an awful parody of "I'm Sexy and I Know It," and by doing that, he carelessly spits orange juice on the track, essentially killing every mainline Mario Kart character except for Wario and Donkey Kong. No wonder we haven't seen Donkey Kong Jr. Although we did Mario Kart Tour, but it's not canon.
That was a copy.
Oh, yeah.
It was a copy of Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, it's like he's sent to the same void as baby Bowser from Mario Party. They just
Yeah.
Oh, that's Troopa Kid.
plates.
Yeah, Koopa Kid.
Oh, I thought.
Baby Bowser's in Yoshi's Island.
Oh.
He's also in Mario and Luigi Partners in
Yeah,
Time.
Baby Bowser's technically regular Bowser, but kind of like Baby Mario, just a younger version of Bowser.
Oh, right.
I forgot how I'm supposed to get this one shell.
I'm playing Super Circuit, guys.
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance jingle, iconic.
This is actually a Game Boy Advance I refurbished. I have the AGS 101, and it had a problem with the power switch.
Was that the SpongeBob one I saw that you did?
Yeah, that's actually the shell I used, because
Oh,
I
that's
think the
cool, yeah.
transparent consoles look cool, but nothing is cooler than a SpongeBob game console. If they made a
Yeah.
SpongeBob DS, I would have lost my mind as a kid.
They said they made the Game Boy Advance, but I mean, then again, the Game Boy Advance is square, you know, so it makes sense.
It does make sense, which is why it's so great.
Yeah.
But it's a very hard decision to choose which is cooler, the Famicom Game Boy Micro or the SpongeBob Game Boy Advance SP. Because there's nothing like the Game Boy Micro. Most Nintendo
Yeah.
revisions are either made to be an upgrade like the new 3DS or DSi, and the other ones are designed to be budget friendly like the Switch Lite 2DS. But the Game Boy Micro is a very interesting case where, you know, it did have some features removed, like the standard link cable, and you can't play Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games on it natively. You can use
Yeah,
a flash
it lacks
because the hardware is
the-
still there.
Yeah,
But
it lacks the Switch.
the console is absolutely beautiful. It's the only one Nintendo's ever made using a metal housing, so it really feels like a Game Boy Advance if Apple or Samsung made it. This was at a time when Apple was actually good. When Steve Jobs was in charge and iPhones were actually innovative, and the stereotype about Android phones were true, where a lot of them did look kind of crappy compared to the iPhones, but that simply isn't the case now.
I know now the iPhones are the same thing every year. It's just like, it's not even like, they shouldn't even call it a number. It's just like,
Yeah, they barely change anything.
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, guys, we changed the side housing, and it's like, okay. And then next year they're gonna like, yeah, guys, we changed the side again back to how it was before. But
I've
like, they're
noticed
running
that
out of
they do little
ideas.
features now. What
Yeah.
if they bring the headphone jack back and call it a new feature?
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I
I'm
mean, they
just
did it with the
gonna-
MacBook. Like, with the new MacBook, they're like, oh yeah, guys, like, we're bringing back the ports. Everybody's just like,
Oh, you can play Mario Kart 8 on it?
yeah. I mean, that would be a good feature. I mean, you know, they might sell a lot of MacBooks that way. You know, it's Switch bestseller, so I guess that could work.
The only Apple product that I ever owned was the iPod Touch 4th generation. Although my school gave us iPads to use, the iPod or iPad Generation 2. That's probably one of the worst things you can do, give a student an iPad they can use at any time during class. Because during class, what I would do is I'd get so bored because the material they usually teach is preparing for the final exam of the year. It's a state assessment test. Did you have those, Reese?
Wait, what?
Assessment test, state assessment test, where it'd be one big exam that teachers would prepare you for at or throughout the entire year. It was usually.
Oh, like, are you talking about like the exam for a specific
final
class?
exam?
It's not
Like, for,
just
like,
a
one
specific
class?
class. So in Florida, they had this thing called the FCAT, the Florida Common Assessment Test.
Yeah, we don't have that in North Carolina.
Yeah, the FCAT, what it was pretty much, was a way for success to be measured. Something like that. I'm not sure. I remember Bush implemented the No Child Left Behind Act, which was supposed to be a boost to the education system, but all it did was emphasize standardized tests. So what teachers would do is they would teach for that test, and that's it. And then the rest of the year, it was just, they didn't even know what to do. But with that being said, I'm not bragging or anything, but the tests were fairly easy for me. And I was in the gifted class too, because with the gifted program, a lot of students who were in that program would get bored with the regular curriculum. Gifted in elementary school was great because we got extra field trips and stuff.
Yeah, I was also in the gifted.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah. But you know, like, a lot of people are saying, like, I guess it's true for, like, other schools or other parts of the country, and it's usually the gifted kids are always, like, the most depressed or stressed kids. I mean, like, it really isn't, like, entirely the case, like, where I am, because it's more of just it was more of just, like, the honors class, like, all throughout when I was in school. It wasn't really, like, some special program. It was more of just, like, a harder curriculum, like, more of, like, an honors program ever since, like, elementary school, so...
I was gonna ask, were you ever a bad student? Because I certainly was.
You mean like getting detention or in school suspension?
Principal's office,
you know, I think it's only happened to me in like probably like kindergarten or first grade. I really haven't done I haven't really been like that before. Like, if I'm being completely honest.
I mean, like, pretty much it was like I was like that kind of stuff is like was elementary and middle school, but like
yeah, definitely middle school, because when I was elementary school I did goof off a bit, but nothing that was major that got me into trouble in school. And looking back, the reasons why I got suspended were usually for the dumbest reasons. I never did anything bad like drugs or vandalism or any delinquent acts, but it was usually just being distracting because I'd get bored in class. I remember one time I was in math class and my teacher was just pretty much here to make everyone's lives miserable. And I got so bored in class one day, I just decided to get a piece of paper and turn it into a puppet. It was a really stupid thing, but I got suspended for that.
Wait, really?
Wow. There's another reason why I got suspended for it. It's not as straightforward as you think. So what? Alright. Should I tell the stories of how I got suspended in chronological order, or should I just tell them...
The series? Oh, yeah, we need to see this.
Okay, so my first suspension ever was in 5th grade. This was due to a no-tolerance policy against bullying. It wasn't really bullying or something, it was just... we were goofing off and made jokes to this other guy and he got upset. But because I was warned about the no-tolerance policy towards bullying, what happened is the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid book at the time, The Ugly Truth, came out. And I didn't get the book until, you know, either the book fair was or the Scholastic catalogs, the book would come in. But my friend got a copy of it. So what I did was, at any chance I could, I would go over to his desk and just sneak reading the book. And he caught me. And I said, "Please, Sean, can I just read the book?" And he said, "No, I'm gonna tell on you if you continue doing that." And then this other guy, Billy, said, "I'll tell." And I made a fist at him. I got suspended for that because it was bullying.
So there was this one time, I had this Garfield book. I think I was like in the 3rd grade. It was like, do you know those Garfield books that have like, that are full of like different various comics?
Yeah.
I actually have a whole collection of those because I like Garfield. But, basically I brought one of those to school and I just like to read and everything. So one of the kids in the class stole it, and then like I didn't notice it at first. I thought I just lost it when I had my name written in it and everything. But when I saw him reading I just, like, I caught him reading it in class, and then I was like, hey, that's my Garfield book, and then he was like, no, it's my brother's, and then basically, he showed me the book, and it had it had my name erased. It was like obvious that it was mine and everything, and then it just said property of, that kid's brother, and like, he put his brother, like, he didn't just put his brother's name, it was just like, but, like, I eventually ended up getting it back, and I wrote my name in pen, because I thought writing my name in pen would ensure that I would keep it.
Did you?
Yeah, and it's on my bookshelf right now.
So with that suspension in 5th grade, that was a pretty silly reason, but, you know, it did teach me to behave better. And it was an out-of-school suspension, but my mom was pissed off. And
also, did I tell you...
for quite some time.
Also, did I tell you about the kid, who had a whole desk of Pokemon cards, and all of them got thrown away by the teacher?
Yeah, that's terrible, especially considering...
That was actually the same class.
But, that's interesting, because I know we talked about the first experience getting suspended, but there's more. I think almost every year in middle school, I got at least one suspension. Yeah, I did. I did get suspended every year. So in 6th grade, someone made up a lie saying I called them something, and it wasn't true. But my principal was a redneck idiot who made Sandy Cheeks. She looked like Sandy Cheeks, but had no intelligence whatsoever. And I got suspended for that. And then in 7th grade, of course, there was a puppet with a paper thing where I got suspended. But the teacher told me to behave beforehand, and then sent me to the office because she thought I needed to be scolded by the principal, and she was telling me, wow, you've actually been pretty good this year. Alright, go back to class. And I was stupid to make the puppet that was distracting. And I got an in-school suspension for that. 7th grade... Yeah, that wasn't 7th grade. But the weirdest story you'll ever hear is this. So there was this guy in my 8th grade class, and his mom was a PE teacher. He didn't like me for some reason, and would come up with anything to try to get me into trouble. One of the weirdest things is that in 8th grade we had a health class, and the PE teacher was a health teacher too. And I jokingly said to a friend, what if I made a family tree of Coach White's family? I just said that. And then this kid goes to the principal and tells him, Dimitri is making a family tree of my family. And with further investigation, I got an out-of-school suspension for that. My mom thought it was stupid, though, and fortunately I didn't get in any trouble for that.
So there was this, I have another story, but this happened when I was in 7th grade. So, basically, I had this friend, I'm not friends with him anymore, not because of this, but, because of other things, but basically, there was, I was doing something for Science Olympiad. I'm not sure if you know what that is, but it's basically it's basically like an event where you basically study for or build something for like an event that they usually hold, and we were looking for materials, like to build something, and we were just in the classroom alone, and basically, my friend, was just playing around with a golf ball that he found, so he was throwing it around, and I threw it around a little bit too, but then, I told him, maybe we should start working on the project again, and then he was like, no, I'm just gonna keep playing with this, because this is pretty funny, or something like that, but, so he kept throwing it around, trying to, like, hit the ceiling, I think. So it ended up bouncing around, and it bounced, and then it crashed into a, like, this was a science classroom, and in that classroom there was a bunch of cabinets with, like, glass on them. There were, like, basically throughout the room. So he threw it, and it bounced across the room, and crashed into one of the cabinets.
Oh, no. Wait,
Fortunately, I didn't get in trouble for it. He did. But it was just, like, the whole room after that. Like, there was also, like other things laying around too, because like I think when he was throwing around the ball, there were like a bunch of stuff that got knocked over.
That's
Yeah, that sounds interesting, but Soshi, to correct your statement, that wasn't the teacher who was Sandy from the End of Squirrel Jokes, that was the principal. The teacher I had looked like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. But, anyways, it was nice joining the stream. I'm pretty sure there will be many more Paper Mario streams.
Yeah.
yeah. this is the first one. We got what, 20 more to go.
You know what? Tim's son needs to make you a graphing calculator where you can play Paper Mario.
Yeah, or just a paper
Like
Mario
a,
handheld.
yeah, it's like a graphic calculator with like a that has like the capability of having a Nintendo 64 emulator.
No, Tim's
like-
son is a genius because he actually offered to recap his Game Gear. You know, it's when it comes to custom consoles, soldering is not something I like to do, and I'm not very good at it. But if he knows how to solder and recap a Game Gear, that is nothing short of impressive. Tim also told me that the Virtual Boy
like
you
replacing
had,
the capacitors,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
yeah, Tim also told me the Virtual Boy you had has problems with the display, and I told him it's a quick and easy fix where you just gotta open up the unit, and you gotta reheat the ribbon cables, and just adhere them back together because it was made poorly, because it was
Yeah.
rushed out to market, but I'm surprised he has one because there's no Pac-Man game on the Virtual Boy.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking about getting a Virtual Boy, and it has no Paper Mario game on it. So
It has Mario Clash.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess I could relate it to Paper Mario in some way. Like maybe they.
It has everything you'd want in a Mario game. But yeah. Alright guys, nice joining the
alright,
stream.
yeah.
Hey Finn
Yeah.
and Papery Reese and Anton, nice to hear from you as well. And
Yeah,
I saw your comment on the Rise and Fall Pac-Man. I was just trying to respond to every comment. And
Yeah.
thank you for liking the video because it definitely was one of my favorite ones to make.
Yeah, I
And
really
I'm glad
liked
it was
it.
informative too because looking at the Pac-Man series, a lot of people don't know what's going on with it. And I wanted to inform people about how
Yeah,
great the series
like I'm not
is.
sure if I told you, but that's my favorite video on your channel now. I really enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, because I really like.
One isn't the favorite.
Yeah, well, that's my second favorite now. I just really enjoyed it because I'm starting to enjoy. Well, I mean, I have enjoyed Pac-Man like almost all my life, but I just really enjoyed that video, and I felt like it did a really good job at like basically explaining the state of the Pac-Man series and everything. And I just like there was a lot of effort put into it, and I just really enjoyed it.
Before I go, I will tell you a little bit about the making of that video. So, I don't like to record audio and edit it. That's usually the hardest part of a video to do.
Yeah, definitely.
All the footage in that video, except for Pac-Man Galaga Dimensions, Pac-Man Battle Royale, and Pac-Man Championship Edition, I had to get numerous consoles out to record from there. For Pac-Man, I use most of the arcade games. I use Namco Museum Mega Mix on the Wii. It's actually probably the best Namco Museum collection out there.
I have Remix, but I should get Mega Mix sometime.
Yeah, Mega Mix is actually pretty inexpensive. I'll check on eBay right
Yeah,
now.
I think
got
I'm
it
very
brand new.
interested in getting the Museum Plus for next year.
Yeah, Pac-Man Museum Plus looks great, but this is a full-on Namco Museum game. So Namco
Okay.
Museum Remix was really weird because it didn't have Pac-Man and Galaga, which are like the staples of Namco arcade games.
Yeah.
Mega Mix, however, has the classics and also the obscure games. And I think there's one more remix game, so definitely check that out. It's like $13 new. It's not
Yeah.
expensive at all. But getting the footage was... It was the most difficult part because when I was playing Pac-Man World, I just wanted to continue playing that game. But I knew I had to get to the Ghostly Adventures at some point. But yeah, I might do a live stream that's kind of a Q&A thing, because I'm sure there's many questions that people have. Mostly relating to Tim's appearance.
You know, it'd be a really cool video for you to make. You should make, since you're a big Pac-Man fan, you should do, like, Pac-Man clothes. Like, take a look at, like, games that tried to like emulate what Pac-Man did, you know, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
because there's a lot of those.
Like this one, I don't know. I think I've told you about this. It's actually really
Munchkin?
cool. It's called Lock and Chase. This game is really good. It's
Is
like
it on the Atari?
it was on the Atari and Game Boy version is better.
I have the
Game Boy version is
Atari
like
one.
superior.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I need to check the Game Boy one out. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Keep calm and Dada on. And Reese, make sure your videos don't fall flat.
Uh,
Ah.
or
Yeah,
terrible, but like tear.
Oh no.
Eh. That was a very legendary Paper
Yeah.
Mario exit. Yeah, there's a lot of cool Pac-Man clone games. I like Lock and Chain.
You know-
it's really cool.
I always, you don't worry about that, because I always strive to increase the quality of my content.
Of course. How can I hold this up with something else? Trying to think of something with folding paper, but I can't come up with anything. Wait, how many things can you do paper?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with paper. You just have to think about it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like make like one video with like every like terrible Paper Mario pun or paper pun you can come up with and be like, Nintendo, here's all your puns for the next game. And and just send it to them and they'll be like, yeah, this is a very good content. But yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna stream up until the Koopa Bros. That's kind of what I'm planning on doing.
Oh yeah, I remember that chapter is cool.
Yeah.
You get like,
Okay,
right?
Yeah, I think I should really switch out Goombario for Cooper. Because Cooper's really helpful sometimes when doing like a bunch of enemies.
Yeah, I like Paracarry. He's probably my favorite partner.
Oh yeah, Paracarry's really good. I also really like Lady Bo.
Oh,
She was kind of like Vivian before Vivian, because they both have similar abilities.
Yeah, I mean there are some like characters that have extremely similar stuff, like Koops and Cooper, like
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, I think they, in the Thousand Year Door, they're kind of different, because they like basically improved upon them.
Yeah, I mean like they pretty much refined everything from Paper Mario, like the first game. It's funny because like the game, like, have you seen some of the reviews from like Metacritic from back in the day? Because there are some reviews about Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and they're really weird, and they don't make any sense. Like, there's this one review where the person's just like, "Oh, it's not a good successor. It's not anything new enough or something. It's like it doesn't feel like a good successor to the original game, like the first game." And I'm like, then what exactly do you want this game to be? You know, it's like. There are so many weird reviews from back then that have not aged well at all. Like, there's this one, like, I think I saw a review of Kirby 64, and people were, like, salty because they were like, oh, this game isn't 2D. Even though everybody was like, oh, it's 2D and, like,
Yeah, well, Kirby 64 is...
right?
Well, Kirby 64 is really good. It's kind of disappointing that they didn't go into 3D until now.
Yeah. I know, it took a long time for them to actually make the 3D jump. Which is weird. It was primarily like a 2D thing for a long time. I mean, I'm glad they did it I'm glad that it's, like, you know, finally... We don't have to wait, like, another 10 years until they finally...
Yeah.
And I really hope it's, like, the next, you know, chapter of Kirby Super. Where they can make, like, really interesting, games. Because I think there's a lot they can do.
You know, going into what I'm actually playing right now, I really like the dungeons in the older Paper Mario games. Actually, even the newer ones, too, like, with Origami King specifically.
Yeah, like, I really liked how there's, like, the cracks on the walls and you can, like,
Yeah.
explode them. That was, like, a really cool idea. Yeah. I'm really glad that now there's, like, a Paper Mario game on the Switch that isn't,
Yeah, even though
Origami King.
Even though I enjoyed Origami King, I mean, I'd have to admit that I like the older style better, because, like, it's just so... The battle system, even in the original, is really good. because TTYD just made it even better. But like the core concept in the original Paper Mario game is still like almost as fun as it is in the Thousand Year Door.
That's weird. How did they do that thing with like I was watching the gameplay. You know, with like those doors, like they change the position. That's really weird. There was like that one part where the doors, in either side they like, but it wasn't. It's like they changed into like a texture or something. It's really strange.
Yeah.
That's weird. But I mean, this game is like for Paper Mario, you know, coming out in like 2000 and like 2004 with Paper Mario 2000 Year Door, it's such a big like difference of like, you know, mechanics.
Yeah.
Stuff. They were able to like elaborate on so much with like the what's it called, like the tactics and the audience system.
Yeah, and also with the development history of Paper Mario, I feel like each game, well, at least for the development history that we know about, for each game, like, the development history of each Paper Mario game is really interesting. Like, if you look at the original Paper Mario, this one, like, it was actually originally, well, I mean, it's probably common knowledge by now, but it was originally meant to be a sequel to Super Mario RPG, and I mean, in a lot of ways, it kind of is. Because it does, I feel like the action commands are kind of like a... I haven't played Super Mario RPG, but I feel like the action commands are kind of like an evolution to, like, the formula in, Super Mario RPG. But,
Yeah.
And I actually didn't know this because I haven't played, Super Mario RPG, but I didn't know that flower points actually originated from Super Mario RPG. I thought it was always a Paper Mario thing.
It is? Yeah, I haven't played Super Mario RPG either. I've kind of been waiting for it to come on Switch Online.
Yeah.
And it hasn't. It's weird, but...
Yeah, it's kind of weird, because this is the sequel to Super Mario RPG, and while I do...
Strange.
I do want to play Super Mario RPG, but I'm just kind of, I'm not sure if I would be really into the gameplay too much, because it looks like... I do like a lot of older, simpler RPGs, but I really like Paper Mario's action command system and everything, so...
Yeah, I think it evolves the turn-based system so much. I love it when you actually have, like, an effect on the combat by pressing a button or doing a certain thing. It adds so much. That's why I felt like, you know, especially with picking Pokemon, it's just like, oh, it's not the attack. Oh, no, it's, like, randomized chance that I'll get, like... you know, it's always so, like... They don't have any, like, effect on things as much. Like, even playing Final Fantasy VII, you know, I liked that game. It was amazing. But the problem was that, like, you know, you couldn't really do that much to have more damage. I like how Paper Mario is, like, it's really focused on those action commands, right?
Yeah.
You know, Mario and Luigi's cool, but the thing with Mario and Luigi, though, is that it's very, like, you have to, like, multitask between both Mario and Luigi at the same time.
I do like the action. I do like how they incorporated the action things in that game, because I feel like that kind of expanded on Paper Mario in a different way. Because that was more. It's kind of like a different interaction in that game. It does have the same core concept of interacting with a battle.
Yeah, it is cool, and I'm glad that, you know, that series was able to, you know, use that concept. But like, I think Paper Mario does it a lot better. I mean, like, Bug Fables, like, that's, like, the same kind of thing. Although, like, I found Bug Fables was kind of, like, a bit different of its, like, if, like, the timings were very different, you know, I had to get used to that. Because, like, there was no, like, jumping, right? Is there?
It's just mostly attacks.
I don't remember. I played a while ago. Yeah, there was no jumping, and like that was...
There are a lot of attacks that do feel like the hammer in the shell, kind of.
Yeah, there was that one with, like, Kabu. We had to do, like, that,
Yeah. Kabu kind of feels like basically the hammer of Bug Fables.
Yeah, the hammer. Yeah, there was, like, the boomerang that wasn't that V, right?
Yeah, V has the boomerang, and then, Leaf has the,
yeah, like the
ice flowers.
Yeah, and that's the most difficult one.
Hey, look, there's Bobby. I know his name's
yeah.
I know his name's actually Bruce, but he looks a lot like Bobby.
Bobby's ancestor.
Imagine if Bobby's actually related to Bruce. because like they're both fuseless. I know that Bobby originally had a fuse, but it's just kind of funny. Like Bruce is basically just a slightly more blue version of Bobby.
Yeah.
It's like it literally just looks exactly like Bobby. Like,
I mean, like, yeah, it's the same, like,
because you know the thing is the design for the Bob-ombs in Paper Mario, they really haven't changed, because a few designs changed with the modern Paper Mario game. Well, actually, well, yeah, they did do that with the 1,000-Year Door, but they also changed them again in Sticker Star. But the Bob-ombs have always stayed the same, like, since this game.
yeah. I mean, I guess there's not that much to change about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really liked how the Bob-ombs in this game are like different colors. Like in Origami King, they're all the same. It's like the same color, I think, right? I'm pretty sure. It's still identical to each other. Kind of weird. Have you seen that project though called Paper Mario 4K?
Yeah, I've seen that. That looks really good.
It looks cool, yeah. I'm not sure. Is there like a widescreen hack for that as well, or?
I'm not sure, but it looks really good so far.
Yeah.
I might actually play that when it comes out, like when the full thing comes out. They're also, I think there's like, I think they're called Nicktube or something like that, but there's someone making a, like a ROM hack for Paper Mario with like entirely new, places and a new story and everything.
Yeah, I think I've seen
that.
And,
He's on the beta Sticker Star server that I'm on, and I'm active on and everything. And he's basically recreating the Sticker Star beta in Paper Mario 64, like as one of the chapters in the Paper Mario Star Nova.
Oh yeah, that's the ROM hack, right?
Yeah.
It looks really cool. Like, as far as we haven't had a Paper Mario ROM hack like that yet. You know, considering the stuff done with Mario 64, you know, there should be a lot more ROM hacks done with you know, the other Paper Mario games. And that's really neat. Yeah, what's it called? I've been also learning how to do, like, Adobe Animate stuff. I've been learning how to make, like, animations.
Yeah,
I
that...
never, like, knew how to do that stuff, but, like, for my game, I was, like, working on the animations for it.
You know what's really weird? Those Bob-ombs are stuck in there, but they just could have blown themselves out of there, out of that jail there.
Out of, like, those,
Yeah, they could either slip... Yeah, they could slip through there, or they could just blow up. Like, they have two ways of escaping.
Yeah. I know, because if they blow up, it doesn't kill them. Whereas, like, Origami King, it's like, if they do that...
Yeah, I think what it is there's like a difference between like the enemy Bob-ombs, because even in the older Paper Mario games, the enemy Bob-ombs still do the same thing, like as... Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot you have to hold it down.
Bob-ombs, like Admiral Bobbery, for example, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and those, like, because there's, like, those type of Bob-ombs, so you're saying those ones are different.
Yeah, like... I think the ones that, like, work for Bowser, do the,
Yeah, and Bobby's, like, one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's true, when you, like, fight them, you know, they blow up. I really like to finish the original Paper Mario. So, we'll see, maybe I'll do the N64 version, or, I mean, maybe if I play on the N64 or on Switch Online. I don't know. It'd be cool. I really like the background and stuff. I like how like each Paper Mario.
I think my brother or someone just slammed into their wall or something like that, because I heard a loud bang. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I heard something too.
Yeah, like it came from my brother's room. I don't know what they're doing in there.
Everything okay in there? Are they playing Paper Mario?
Okay, I think I need to go over here now, but I've played through Chapter 6 of the original Paper Mario on Wii U, but I'm definitely gonna finish the game on here. You know, that's one of the reasons I actually got the expansion pack, because if I didn't get that gift card and the discount and everything, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But since it has Paper Mario and I actually got a discount on it and everything, I'm kind of glad that I was able to get that so I can actually play Paper Mario now.
Yeah, and you could review it like the Switch version.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question. Did you ever get like you never got Skyward Sword HD, right?
No.
No, I haven't gotten it either. Maybe I like to get it at some point though. Kind of waiting for like the price to go down on that one a little bit.
Yeah, I might get it eventually, but I don't like how they were charging full price for that.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I told you I got the amiibo a long time ago.
Yeah, the amiibo.
Have the amiibo.
Yeah, the amiibo does look pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember like it was so hard to get. People were spending a lot of money on it, and then like now it's in stock everywhere.
You know, I just noticed something. Bobby, you know the Bob on Bump that Bobby does? I think that's a reference to Bombette's moves. I think I just noticed that.
She has that move?
Yeah, like the
Right?
where you kind of bump into it. I think that's actually.
Yeah, body slam.
Yeah, I think Bob on Bump is a reference to Body Slam. That's actually pretty cool if that's true.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I love the backgrounds. Like, it's kind of sad, like, Sword and Shield didn't even have, like, proper backgrounds for every place. But this game, like, even, like, some, like, place that you're gonna battle once has an actual background correlating to it, you know? It's really cool.
Yeah.
There's so much effort into, each place in the game, you know? Like, each location has its own unique background with certain elements that move and stuff. And then with Sword and Shield, they're like, yeah, guys, we're only gonna put, like, 4 different backgrounds, and then we'll put, like, a white void for most of them.
Yeah, that was just, like, Sword and Shield, that was really disappointing. And I feel like they should have delayed it to, like, 2020.
It had so much potential. Like playing through the game, like, I didn't hate it. In fact, I didn't think it was that bad as people were making it out to be. But it was still pretty, like, disappointing how much more they could have done with it, you know? Like, there was a lot of, you could tell there was a lot of work put into, like, the style of the game. Music, you know, like, the visuals were not good, but, like, you can tell, like, you know, the colors they use. Like, everything was so well designed, you know, with, like, the world concept. You know, there's a lot of cool ideas there, but I feel like if they had given everything to a different studio, or had put a lot more work into it, they could have made something really special. You know, and it kind of sucks. Like, I'm glad that, like, Arceus, you know, is taking the concept they have and really exploring it. You know, because they could have done something a little bit, you know, like, Sword and Shield with that. But I'm really interested to see how Arceus is going to be. So, I remember when I played Paper Mario, like on the Xbox, emulation was kind of bad, right? So, like, you know that checkered background? It was just like, it didn't even have a color. It was just black and white. And it was like the menus were all messed up. Like, it's like none of the UI elements existed. It was really weird. I remember I didn't know how to use the menu for anything.
You know, surprisingly about Paper Mario, I would have to say this is better than the Wii U version. I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised. That doesn't mean it makes the expansion pack worth it, because it doesn't, because, like, this game was $9.99 on the Wii U, but I would have to say that I'm pleasantly surprised that it's actually running on the the weird emulator that the Nintendo 64 has on Switch.
Yeah, and it's fully HD, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually, I think it's 60 frames per second, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, yeah, there doesn't seem to be any, like, issues with the game. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there were a few, like, things, but, like, it looks pretty good, like, what you've been playing so far. Hopefully there's no, like, weird issue, like, further down. So remember, like, the emulation was so much worse than, like, when I played it on the original Xbox emulator. It was terrible. Like, I remember, like, some things were really strange. Like, I remember when you get, like, hit by an enemy, right, and, like, you know, that star animation would be, like, all glitched up, and they would have, like, this weird, like, it wouldn't even sound like the beginning. It wasn't, like, it was, like, the frame rate just drops, you know? It was really weird. I remember for a long time I didn't even know it was like a beginning jingle that went like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It was all like da-da-da-da. It was like that was it. It was like all weird. Oh yeah, so when those ball bombs explode, they die the same.
Yeah.
See?
Could you maybe read the chat, because I'm
Sure.
kind of like paying attention to Paper Mario.
Yeah. The minute I joined, Mario's about to die. That's
Yeah,
Nate Code said that. Let's see.
Mario's about to die. Yeah, I kind of am used to like how things work, with the older Paper Mario games with the battle system and everything. So I kind of know when I'm gonna die or not. And even though my health was low, I kind of know.
That's the thing with Paper Mario. It's like you can really save yourself. You know,
Yeah.
I hate games where it's like, okay, you get low health, it's like, okay, I'm dead, right? But like on Paper Mario, you can like really turn the tides of battle, and I really like systems like that, where it's not just
Yeah.
like, oh no, I messed up and that's it. You know, there's still a chance to beat the enemies. Let's see.
I think not all of the older comments in the chat were read, so
Oh yeah, let me read some. I found a web emulator for GBA that had GBA video, so I watched SpongeBob in class one day. At like, what's the resolution of the GBA? Like, that'd be like, yeah, G40p SpongeBob. That's a legendary experience. You got some annoying John Nook said, annoying orange is just annoyingly entertaining. That's a word of wisdom. Beautiful words. Let's see, what point said, I was really curious if some of the glitches in the original have been patched here. I don't think so, this is just the same.
yeah.
It's just dumb. I don't think Nintendo put any effort into actually changing the,
Yeah, the only thing I'll give them credit for is that they got it to run well, but that's about it. Like, but it's probably the same exact game. But I'm glad they didn't mess it up like Ocarina of Time. I was just really worried it would end up like that, because like Paper Mario is my favorite Nintendo 64 game, and it's not perfect, obviously, and like obviously it's better if it's on a computer or anything, but like I'm glad that it at least runs better than it does on the Wii U. I mean, like, I'll just give it that, but like they probably didn't patch out the glitches.
you know, at least they put this game on the Switch. I'm actually kind of
Yeah.
you know, they could have gone the ways of like Earthbound and Super Mario RPG with it.
That's what I had a feeling that they were gonna do that for Paper Mario, but I guess Paper Mario is notable enough, like, for them not to do that, which is good, because I'm glad that Nintendo's acknowledging this game. And that means they'll probably, hopefully, eventually not acknowledge the 1,000-year door.
Yeah, that would be amazing if they put like Wii games and they put Super Paper Mario as well. That'd be
Yeah.
like Wii games would be amazing on Switch. But since they could just like upscale, you know, the resolution, and that's it. Because they're in widescreen anyway. That'd be so cool.
I know this is a little longer than how I usually stream, but this is Paper Mario. I kind of wanted to get through the first chapter and everything.
Chapter 1 is very important. I remember when I played this game,
You
my
know,
mind was blown because it was like such an in-depth game. Yeah.
you know, I've kind of noticed that Paper Mario, like the first, or the Koopa Bros castle, it kind of... Oh, I didn't know the Sleepy Sheep was ineffective on, Bob-ombs. I actually didn't know that, but basically, the castle, or the Koopa Bros fortress, you know, it's actually pretty similar to the first, dungeon in Paper Mario Sticker Star of all games. which is pretty weird. Because, like, I feel like their layout is pretty similar. Because, you know, Paper Mario Sticker Star, like, with its beta and everything, it was originally supposed to be pretty similar to the original.
Yeah, I see some of the screenshots. Maybe they're trying to base it off of this one more.
Yeah. Like, this game in the 1,000-Year Door, I feel like it had a lot of influence.
Yeah.
Like, and also the bullet bill section kind of on the outside kind of reminds me of the, part where the bob-bombs are falling down in, the parabombs and Sticker Star. It's like on a bridge area similar to it.
I need to play that game. I need to play it. Even if it's bad, even if I waste my, like, life playing that game, I need to play it.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend playing that. Don't play that much of it. Don't play past Chapter 2. Like, maybe just play the first chapter of it. Just to get the Sticker Star experience. Okay.
the experience is very important.
I need to use the bathroom real quick. Maybe
Alright.
read the chat while I'm gone,
Sure.
so...
Sure thing. Is it? So yeah. Devin says, Mario, what should do with my spaghetti tacos? I do not know. I know Mario likes, spaghetti and stuff, but yeah. Let's see. There's a SpongeBob DS case that came with Atlantic SquarePants. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a SpongeBob DS case, so I was gonna bring that up before. But yeah, Paper Mario, Super Paper Mario would be really cool on the Switch. I'm really hoping they'll do Wii games at some point. Wii games would be really cool. I also think if they did, you know, like if they put Wii Sports Resort and stuff like that, that would be amazing. You know, that just to have those games with like online connectivity, that would be the pinnacle of Nintendo Switch online. You know, if they did that stuff.
I'm back, and better than ever!
Yeah, I was just saying, like, if they did Wii Sports Resort or Wii Sports on Switch Online, and you could play with people, that would be the pinnacle of Switch Online.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be awesome. Like, you could just like hook up, you know, Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort and play together. Like, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Nintendo, take all my money if you give me that, but it's not too much money because I know, you know, they might charge like, yeah, guys, you know, if you want this, it's gonna be like $1,000 a year. So let's hope not.
You know, I can use these bob-bombs to, grind. Well, I know grinding really isn't necessary in Paper Mario, but I guess I could theoretically grind up to the next level using these bullet bills.
Yeah, that's the thing of Paper Mario. It's, the game, you don't really need to grind on, like, XP or anything, because it's just the way the game's designed.
Yeah, the only way I would say, or the only place that, you should really grind in Paper Mario is, like, well, not this game, but, like, in the 1,000-Year Door, is, grind either, well, not really in the main story, but more for the Pit of 100 Trials.
Yeah. Although towards the end, maybe too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. I did grind a little bit. Like
the moon place.
I would say that I first had the grind in the game, around Shadow Queen when I was trying to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Shadow Queen. That boss. Yeah, we got like the textures are not all muddy. Sometimes with like the backgrounds, sometimes emulation makes them look really weird with like you know, like filters and stuff. But everything looks good, so yeah, like N64 games look so much better than PS1 games. I remember seeing some gameplay of some PS1 games. I was like, oh my goodness, like kind of crazy. What
Isn't the Nintendo 64 slightly more powerful, but the games could hold less memory?
I think so. I think the CPU is worse, but the graphics are better, I think. It was something like that. Like, the PS1 had some things, Like yeah, like there's obviously more memory with like the disc format with the
Yeah.
PS1, but it's just like the N64 games are so much nicer.
Yeah, because I feel like if a game... Because, I know there were games that had a similar graphical style to, Paper Mario, like, Parappa, that had a similar...
That game actually looks pretty good because
Yeah.
minimal art style. But there's a lot of games. Like, I mean, like I think Final Fantasy 7 looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think Paper Mario, like, this is a lot more impressive. Same as Super Mario 64, right? Like,
Oh,
I mean, there
yeah.
are some really impressive games on the PS1, but a lot of them were very, like, very polygonal. Like, you could tell the poly count's lower. Like, even the way they're designed, they didn't design the games too much around, like, aesthetics, you know? But I think Paper Mario is a perfect example of how to make a game just, like, look good all the time on, like, a pretty weak console, you know?
Yeah. Because I feel like Paper Mario has that stylized art style, which is why it still looks so good today.
Yeah. This looks really nice. I mean, that's the thing with a lot of Nintendo games. They age really well because of the art style. That's one thing I noticed, though. If you notice, like, see the textures, you can actually see the pixels in them. That's what I noticed a bit more.
Yeah.
With this emulator that they're using. They're not using any, like, filters or anti-aliasing stuff or anything. The N64 did have some, like, features. And, like, I mean, there's not necessarily N64, but, like, emulators, right? They have, like, certain things that kind of help them, you know, able to make the graphics look a bit, like, smoother. But I'm actually kind of glad that they went with a more pixelated thing. I think it fits a lot better.
Yeah.
For some games.
Yeah, part of the reason that Paper Mario still holds up today is it's, like, stylized art style and everything. It's just, like, I feel like even though it's, like, more pixelated, like, it still kind of holds up. Because, because it doesn't really look dated. Like, it kind of looks like something that, like, developers could still make today. Like, because there's still a lot of stylized games that have more, like, pixelated things on there, so...
Yeah.
But,
in the sense of, like, lighting.
You know, the start of the music there kind of reminded me of Donkey Kong, like, when I went into the Koopa Bros area. I kind of like how the Koopa Bros are basically like a parody of the Ninja Turtles. I think that's pretty cool. Like, that's a perfect thing to do with, like, Koopa Troopas.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they also have the Trojan Bowser, mini-boss.
Oh, yeah. That's a cool chapter. Like, there's so much, like, I remember when I played this game, I didn't play a lot of games like this, or like our big RPGs. Someone I was playing a lot of games, right? And when I played it, that first chapter blew me away because I was like, oh, this is pretty long. And then after that, I was like, it was the end. It was basically the prologue or like the beginning of chapter afterwards, and I was like, the prologue was so long. I was like, that's amazing, you know. And I remember after playing that, I was like, what did I just play? This is amazing, you know? And yeah, I feel like that was when I knew I was like, this is actually really like cool, right? With the gameplay and the scope of the game, story. Cause I remember I discovered it on like the ROM set, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna play this Mario thing with paper in it or whatever. And I didn't know exactly what to expect, so I played it a little bit. And then I was like, yeah, after playing that thing, and it was like prologue, and I was like, oh, okay, this is good. This is good stuff. Yeah. That was like in the moment where it was like, you know, when you're playing a game, right, and it kind of just, it really makes you, it kind of blows your mind with like how big of a game it is. Kind of like the same thing with Breath of the Wild. When I played that, I was like, I thought the Great Plateau was the entire game, and then I was like, wait, it's not. Cause that game I didn't know anything about going. I just knew it was like a Zelda game or whatever, right? So I played it, and I was like, okay, this is amazing. Yeah, it's same thing with Super Mario Odyssey when I played that as well. That like the New Donk City part of that game. When like you're doing like the 8-bit.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but this theme is so good. This boss theme is so good for the Koopa Bros. Because it's actually kind of a parody of the Batman theme, which is pretty funny.
Oh yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting. You can see a lot more detail because see, there's no like, it's not using any blur like effects. So see how like you can actually see Bowser's, like textures with like the. It's actually really cool. I see Peach inside the. Yeah, but I had like dialogue in like the combat and stuff, you know. That's neat.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool boss fight for the chapter 1 and everything. But yeah, overall, this boss fight really isn't that hard. Like when I first played this game, I was kind of surprised. I thought it was gonna be somewhat hard at first because of the Bowser part.
Yeah.
I was kind of saving some of my items for this boss fight. That's kind of what I'd like to do in Paper Mario games. I like to save the items for the boss. I don't like to use them on like regular enemies a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I completed chapter 1.
Nice.
I like how they have a picture of Princess Peach inside of the Trojan Bowser thing.
Yeah, that's a good reference.
And then they fall into the jail where they trap the Bob-ombs.
I love how minimal some of the animations are. They're just like a few frames.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of similar to how modern Paper Mario does it. I prefer the more fluid animation, but I still kind of like the this style of it.
Like the low frame rate thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I think both. That's the thing. I remember when I first played Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, it was really weird because everything was so smooth, and I was like, oh, that's really strange, right? And then afterwards, when I played Origami King, I was like, well, I kind of like this. You know, it's like I feel like if they kind of if they take both concepts together, you know, they can do something cool.
Yeah,
Origami King did a good job.
Yeah.
With the smoothness and also.
You know, one thing that I really liked that just happened was like the end of chapter animations, the things that they do there. I kind of like how cinematic it is, like where they have the like the victory screen there. I would say I think all Paper Mario games do that. I kind of like how it does that. It kind of feels iconic for the Paper Mario series, like to do like kind of like a victory screen for like the end of the chapter.
Yeah, like what's it called, the pure heart when you put that?
Yeah.
It has like a cool animation and Super
Yeah, and then the crystal stars and the 1,000-year door.
Yeah.
And then even in Origami King, when you break the streamers, it has like a pretty cool animation.
Yeah, like there are no chapters or anything in Paper Mario Color Splash.
Yeah.
So
Origami King, I would say that did reintroduce chapters and everything.
yeah. It kind of did, but like
Yeah.
it did it in a very simple way almost.
Yeah. I would say that the chapters are a little more comparable to the older games than they are in, like, Sticker Star or Color Splash, because they didn't use, like, the world map, and they kind of had specific areas. Kind of, like, Color Splash, like, it sort of had chapters, but it was, like, in a weird way, like, with the map and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't played any of the modern ones, right?
Did Peach just say, suspicious?
Oh.
I flipped right past that, but I swore Peach just said suspicious.
Where's the imposter?
What's your favorite Bowser's Castle design? Mine's Odyssey, I guess. Yeah, I would say Odyssey too. I really like the Bowser's Castle in that game.
Yeah, they didn't go with something super generic.
Yeah.
They went with a very unique design.
I like how there's a hidden passageway behind the fireplace there.
Yeah, it's like this is that's there in case something like this would happen, you know?
Yeah.
But Peach just doesn't know until like later on.
Like the Toads built it or something.
Yeah. They can get around.
You know, one thing about the Toads in this game that I like is that they're unique and they actually have interesting designs. There's only like a couple Toads that are like that in Origami King, like Captain Toad and Professor Toad and a couple others. But I feel like there needs to be more like regular NPC Toads that are actually like people or NPCs, like not just random characters.
Yeah, so they're just there for to have something to talk to. It was really weird. Like they should make the Toads a little bit more interesting. It could be like, oh yeah, there's a Toad that's a tree cut. Like they don't have any professions, they don't have any like personalities. And I thought that was like part of like one of their goals. They wanted to try to make Paper Mario games like they didn't want the Toads to have any personality or anything. Weird.
Yeah.
So they all make them super generic. It's really strange.
I like how you can like read Bowser's diary on here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in the library. Was it the library? I forget. Oh, it's
The library, I think you go there on another
yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is the part where you could read it there.
You know, Bowser's design, Bowser really hasn't changed at all. Like, he just looks like a more pixelated version of his newer Paper Mario appearances in this game.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of the other characters just look like early versions of how they would look in the rest of the series. Bowser just looks basically the same.
Yeah, like, Mario's design changed quite a bit. Peach's design changed quite a bit as well. Like the pixel art
Yeah.
style. Yeah, Bowser looks quite the same.
Yeah.
Bowser's like the most complex animated though. See, Devin says
Sausage.
and John Nook, Peach being sus. Or legendary.
Oh yeah, I have the star energy now.
Oh yeah, because you got the first star, so now you can do the was it the focus move, right?
Yeah. I accidentally clicked into the tutorial, so I guess I have to do this.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta get the full experience, you know?
Yeah.
Full Paper Mario experience is necessary. You do it, you're a Super Mario fan. Skip it, you're not. Yes, and I have the ability, but that one's kind of boring because it doesn't do much.
Yeah. I just accidentally clicked into this one. I guess I'm just gonna go through this because I already know how to do it. What were those star guys doing in Mario Party anyway? Yeah, they were like the hosts for Mario Party 5. Like the Star Spirits.
Yeah, that's really cool they did that, you know? They didn't need to, but they did. I love when they cross-reference a bunch of Mario stuff in games. They don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, like, I wish there would be more, like, RPG characters and other Mario spin-offs.
For sure.
Okay, so now I can open up this new path. Oh, nice! I got an FP Plus badge.
Nice.
So, I feel like you get partners pretty quickly in this game. Cause, like, you get the first 3 partners in the game, within the first chapter.
That's cool.
And then you get Parakarry not too long after.
Yeah, and so you have to, like, get the mail. I really like that concept of Parakarry. It's cool that he appears
Yeah.
in the 1,000-Year Door.
Yeah, that's really cool. Lady Bo also appears in the 1,000-Year Door, but just as a kind of like a cameo, basically.
Yeah. And then they didn't do anything else with the actually no, depending the other characters were in the game's like files, but they were never used.
Yeah,
Even
and
though
they were also in Super
were
Paper
done.
Mario too, in the files of that game, but they were used on the catch cards.
Yeah. I remember those. That was a cool idea they did.
Yeah, Origami King had the collectibles, but I feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity that they didn't have like collectibles based on the older games. Especially because it was the
Yeah.
20th anniversary.
Yeah, they could have done a lot more to like celebrate the series instead of like they didn't want
Yeah.
everyone to remember the old ones.
They did have the photos of Peach in the,
Yeah, from like the different
Yeah.
each game. That was neat. And
Yeah.
actually, there was a reference to Admiral Bobbery, I think, too, right?
Oh yeah, like one of Bobby's lines.
Yeah.
You know, I should use a spin move more. I haven't been using that for some reason.
Spinman's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
oh,
past that-
oh yeah, Devin, you're right, the TTYD partners. And I think there, well, I think some 64 partners too. Oh, well actually no, I think the only one is Lady Bo on the poster in Fort Francis, but yeah, there are like the 1,000-Year Door partners. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon.
Alright.
Probably after this fight.
Paper Mario is a very
Yeah.
addicting game. But yeah, that's the idea though, to do like a year review thing, you know, of
Yeah.
one. I think it was a very good year for, like, you know, smaller things. Although it wasn't like it felt like a very, it felt kind of like 2019, but like 2019 has some really good stuff throughout. They had a lot of good stuff towards like the end, right?
Yeah. Devin said, I remember either Vivian or, yeah, I think he's referring to Madame Fleury, showing up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now.